Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode. Today, we're going to be speaking about how to master your frequency for manifestation. In other words, how to align with the energy of your desires. See, manifestation is the art of turning your desires into reality. But it's much more than simply wishing for things to happen or thinking about what it is you want all the time. At its core, it's about tuning your energy, your frequency, to match the experiences and outcome that you want to attract. Frequency acts as the invisible bridge between your inner state and the external world. If your frequency is aligned with abundance, love, and joy, those energies are reflected back to you. However, if you radiate energy like doubt, fear, or scarcity, you'll simply attract more of those types of experiences in your life. Think about the person who walks into the room and they're just radiant, they're glowing. The person who it seems like everything's just working out for them all the time, right? You might think that they're happy because they're manifesting, but in fact, the reverse is true. They're manifesting because they're happy. So today we will explore in detail how frequency works, why it's essential for manifestation, and most importantly, how you can actively raise your frequency in order to create the life that you desire. So let's jump in. Becoming a co-creator with the creator is your birthright. Together, we'll journey into your deepest authenticity. Because the more you align with who you truly are, the more effortlessly you call in the life that you desire and deserve. And most importantly, the more you step into your soul's highest purpose. Welcome to the Manifestation Method podcast, your #1 source for Kabbalistic manifestation. Here we combine the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah, modern psychology, and quantum physics to help you achieve real, tangible manifestation results with my proven Abra method. I'm Ayelet Polonsky, and I'm here to guide you on your journey of manifesting a life that is aligned, expansive, and deeply connected to your highest self through the sacred energetic mechanics of Kabbalistic manifestation. To learn how to use Kabbalistic manifestation to transform your life from the inside out, go to ayeletpolonsky.com or download the Manifestation Method app. Let's open the gates of manifestation together. Let's begin by discussing a little bit about the science behind frequency, or how energy shapes reality. See, everything in the universe is made of energy vibrating at different varying frequencies. This includes your thoughts, your emotions, beliefs. So this idea is rooted in the law of vibration, which states that everything, whether it be physical objects or intangible objects, carries a very specific code, a very specific frequency, right? Human beings are all carrying frequencies. That's why if you see someone who's constantly complaining or they're depressed, you tend to feel drained by the end of a conversation with them. It's because they're carrying a certain low vibrational frequency. Versus someone who's in a state of joy or ecstasy, being around them simply lifts up your frequency, right? You are constantly emitting energetic signals based on your emotional state. And the universe actually responds to these signals by matching them with corresponding experiences. Your frequency actually codes the higher realms, the higher dimensions, and imprints those dimensions with your thoughts, your energy, your frequency, and it then manifests as your 3D reality. This is not just fluffy woo-woo talk. This is actually quantum physics. So this principle, which is also reflected in quantum physics, shows that at a subatomic level, particles behave like waves of energy rather than solid matter. So the way you observe or interact with these waves actually affects their outcome. Essentially, you are always participating in the creation of your reality through your inner state, your emotional state. So a key principle here that's worth writing down is that the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being and the frequency that you are emitting. Now, understanding frequency through metaphors and everyday examples is something I always like to share to kind of like hone this idea further into your kishkas or into your ability to understand. Okay, so to grasp how frequency works, let's look at a few practical, easy to understand metaphors. The first is the radio station analogy. Think of your desires as a specific radio station. So let's say you want to tune into 101.1 FM Love and Abundance. If your inner frequency is set to 90.5 FM Doubt and Scarcity, no amount of hoping will align you with the love and abundance that you're looking for because you're simply on the wrong channel. You must shift your internal state in order to match the frequency of the reality that you desire. So let's look at an example. If you're manifesting a dream job, but internally you feel unworthy or fearful of rejection, you are sending out mixed signals. On the one hand, you want to manifest this dream job, but on the other hand, you're emitting a frequency of fear and rejection and unworthiness. To receive the opportunity, you must adjust your frequency to one of confidence, joy, and self-worth, as if the job was already yours. The second analogy we'll call the mirror effect. The universe functions like a giant mirror, reflecting your inner energy back to you in the form of relationships, opportunities, circumstances. If you vibrate with joy and abundance, the mirror reflects those experiences into your 3D reality. On the other hand, though, if you radiate fear or self-doubt, the mirror will reflect situations that validate those feelings. So an example of this is, let's say you want to attract a romantic partner, but you carry unresolved fears of abandonment. You might attract partners who mirror those same fears. Perhaps you will attract someone who's emotionally unavailable or inconsistent. The key here is to embody the feeling of being loved and cherished within yourself, raising your frequency to align with the kind of relationship that you desire. And the third analogy we'll call the magnet analogy. Your energy literally works like a magnet, attracting experiences that resonate with your vibration. This is why we call it your electromagnetic field. Your electromagnetic field is the field that surrounds you, which is coded with information that is a reflection of your inner reality. So if you're vibrating at a high frequency, such as, let's say, gratitude and trust, you'll naturally attract positive experiences and people into your life. But if you're stuck in fear or scarcity, you're going to draw in situations that match that energy. So an example of this would be, if you constantly stress about money and focus on what you lack, you're vibrating at the frequency of scarcity. And as a result, you may experience financial struggles. That's because the electromagnetic field that surrounds you, which we all have one, is being coded with information of scarcity and lack. But if you shift into gratitude for what you already have, even the small things, you end up aligning with abundance, and therefore new financial opportunities are more likely to come your way. Now, why is frequency essential for manifesting relationships, wealth, and health? Some people might hear this word frequency and think nothing of it, just think it's pure woo-woo talk. But this is really, really so important to understand that it's sourced in science and spirituality. When it comes to relationships, in order to attract a loving one, you must be an energetic match for love. This means embodying feelings of self-love, joy, and connection within yourself first. If your frequency is rooted in fear or unworthiness, you might just attract partners who reflect those same insecurities. So an example of this is, let's say you desire a partner who is emotionally present and supportive. I suggest you ask yourself, how can I show up for myself with that same energy? When you vibrate at the frequency of self-love, the universe aligns to bring you someone who matches that vibration. I get so many clients coming to me with a whole wish list of what they wish their partner had, how they wish their partner looked, how much money they wish their partner had, how handsome or attractive or emotionally stable. And they go down this whole wish list of what they wish their partner had. And so the first thing I have them do once they write out that list is I have them take that list and use it as a mirror. And I ask them, go through that list and ask yourself one by one, am I vibrating at a frequency that is a match for what it is I'm calling in? Super important and super powerful exercise. Now let's talk about wealth and abundance for a second. To manifest financial abundance, you need to embody the energy of abundance now, even before the money arrives. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring your current financial situation, but it does mean shifting your focus from fear of lack to one of gratitude and trust. So an example of this would be, instead of worrying about how bills will get paid, practice gratitude for the money you do already have in your bank account. This shifts your frequency from scarcity to abundance, making you more receptive to financial opportunities. And now let's talk about health and vitality. When manifesting good health, it's important to focus on feelings of wellness and vitality. See, if your energy is rooted in fear of illness, your body is going to respond to that frequency. So shifting into a vibration of healing and wholeness helps align your mind and body with the reality you desire. So a powerful visualization that I do with a lot of my clients that come to me wanting to heal some sort of chronic illness or dis-ease or pain in their physical body is I have them visualize themselves as already vibrant and healthy. So how would it feel to move through life with energy and ease? If you want a fit body, visualize yourself moving in a certain way or exercising in a certain way, or maybe doing yoga and having the flexibility that you desire. Really see it in your mind as though it's already yours. Embodying this feeling raises your frequency, which signals to your body that healing is possible. This is all about the mind-body connection. Your body responds to your mind. So when you program your body to listen to what your mind tells it to do, you're actually recoding the information that exists in you on a cellular level. So let's talk a little bit about practical tools for shifting and raising your frequency, because I know that's what you all want to get to. One super underestimated but powerful tool, I would say, would be a daily gratitude practice. See, gratitude instantly raises your frequency by shifting your focus to what's already working in your life. The more you practice gratitude, the more you attract things to be grateful for. When it comes to manifestation, a core principle is that what you appreciate appreciates. It's exponential growth. If you're not already appreciating what you have, why would Source come in and say, let me give you more of what you want? No, let's first start by being grateful for what already is. So an exercise you can do, super simple, every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for first thing in the morning, and then close your eyes and feel the gratitude in your heart. This emotion aligns your frequency with abundance and joy. I also love to start my morning really aligned, because the way you start your morning, the first thought in the morning is going to set up your whole day for success. There's one of my favorite lines in the Kabbalistic text, Sefer Yetzirah, which says in Hebrew, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila, which translates to, the end result exists in the initial thought. The end result exists in the initial thought. The first thought you think in the morning is going to propel and spiral you for the rest of the day. So if the first thing you're doing in the morning is opening your phone and checking Facebook or Instagram, and you get a message or you see something that you don't like, and then you go about your day wondering why something is off in your frequency. We kind of hear people say, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Well, why do you think that is? How are you starting your morning? That first thought of the morning is the epicenter for the rest of the day. Another super powerful tool that I implement for myself as a daily practice, but also with my clients, is visualization and hypnosis. See, visualization helps align your mind with the reality that you want to create. It literally engages your subconscious, which is where deep beliefs and habits are stored, bypassing limiting thoughts and helping you embody the emotions of your desired outcomes. This is all about programming your subconscious, because honestly, we manifest what we are unconsciously committed to. So if you have certain thoughts or feelings or beliefs or programs that are running in your subconscious, they live in your blind spot. And even though you think they don't matter, they are actually the thoughts that are running the show and programming your electromagnetic field, which is what's causing you to magnetize your outcome into 3D reality. So try this exercise. I suggest you spend 5 to 10 minutes every day, start there, visualizing your goals as though they've already manifested. Imagine every detail and feel the emotions associated with your success. Super, super powerful. The next tool is to move emotions through your body. Emotions are energy in motion. So if you feel stuck in low frequency emotions like, say, frustration or fear, moving your body can shift that energy. So dance, take a walk, practice yoga to release these emotional blockages. Even if it's just 10 minutes a day, start there. A couple minutes a day can start to really create a ripple effect that can transform your 3D reality. If you're feeling anxious, what I love to do is I put on my favorite music and I dance for 5 minutes, and notice how your energy shifts afterwards, right? When you shift your physiology, you shift your psychology. They go hand in hand. And it is a super easy and quick hack to shifting your vibrational frequency in just 5 minutes. Another thing I suggest you do is challenge your limiting beliefs. In other words, doubt your doubt. Doubt your doubt. Sometimes our frequency is held down by subconscious beliefs that limit what we believe is possible. So by challenging these beliefs, by doubting your own doubt, you create space for new possibilities. So an exercise you can do when a limiting thought arises, such as, I'm not good enough, ask yourself, is that really true? What if the opposite was true? This practice helps you shift into a higher frequency by inviting in new empowering thoughts. The idea here is your mind is a flower garden and you are the gardener. And your mind does not care what kind of seeds you're planting. If you are planting seeds of negativity, negative thoughts will arise, negative situations will manifest. But similarly, because you are the gardener, you have the sovereignty, because you are a sovereign manifester, you have the ability to implant positive thoughts. And therefore, what you'll start to see little by little is your actual reality begin to shift. So remember, instead of saying, I'm not good enough, ask yourself, is that really true? What if the opposite was true? Now, let's talk a moment now about the emotional frequency scale and how to gradually move up the frequency ladder. See, it's important to recognize that raising your frequency doesn't mean forcing yourself to feel joyful all the time, right? That's just not possible. Now, if you were to Google, and I suggest after listening to this, you actually Google the emotional frequency scale of emotions to see what it looks like. You'll see on the bottom emotions like powerlessness, depression, fear, anxiety, okay? And as you move up the scale, you'll see emotions like bliss, gratitude, ecstasy, love, joy. All right. Now, if you're in a low vibration state like sadness, the goal is to gently move up the emotional scale. So from fear, you can get to courage. Okay. Oftentimes, when I tell people to shift up the emotional frequency scale, they think they have to go from powerlessness to bliss. That's just not possible, right? We got to kind of like rev up the engine little by little. Imagine it's like a cold day outside and you're getting into the car. You're going to give your car a couple minutes to recalibrate to the new temperature. So you can shift from fear to courage by recalling times when you overcame challenges. Or if you want to shift from frustration, you can shift slightly up to the frequency of hope. And you can do this by focusing on what might go right. Okay, if you want to shift from doubt, you can go to curiosity by asking yourself, what if this really does work? Just be curious. By shifting your emotional frequency up the scale bit by bit, you slowly begin to change and program your subconscious, your frequency, your vibration, your energy, your thoughts to do what is naturally your birthright. Because your natural state is abundance. Your natural state is joy. Your natural state is gratitude. Your soul is in a perpetual state of gratitude and bliss and connection to the divine. So we want to kind of work through all the layers that are blocking us from accessing divinity. And to sum this all up, it's important to be the frequency you want to receive. Manifestation is about becoming the energetic match for your desires. The universe mirrors the frequency that you emit, whether it's love, abundance, fear. The more intentional you are about raising your vibration, the more aligned your life becomes with your dreams. So if you want to attract love, be love. If you want to manifest abundance, feel abundant now. Remember, the key is not just to ask for what you want, but to embody the frequency of already having it. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the energy of your desires, the universe responds in kind. So raise your frequency and watch the magic unfold. And before we end, I invite you all to join me in a short guided visualization. If you're not driving, and if you have the ability to pull over, I recommend you do so. Please don't do this visualization while driving. And go ahead to very, very simply close your eyes, relax your shoulders, become present in the here and now. Good. Notice your breath. Feeling the support of the seat beneath you. And very simply, ask yourself, what would my reality look like if my desire was already manifested? What would my reality look like if my desire was already manifested? And go ahead and see yourself in that future version now. You already manifesting your desire. Notice your posture. How are you standing differently? Really see it in your mind. Feel it in your body. Notice the expression on your face. Notice in this visual how you've grown to look younger and more vibrant and more youthful. Notice how your energy levels have changed. How would you move through life as this manifested version of you? Feel in your body what it's like to already have it as though it's already yours, vibrating at this frequency of abundance, vibrating at this frequency of joy. If all the pieces in your life came together right here, right now, to give you the most ideal dream life you could ever have imagined, what would that look like? What would that feel like? What would you do differently? Notice how you'd speak to yourself. Notice how kind you would be to yourself. Feel what it's like to live a life where you are completely kind and compassionate and loving to yourself. Feel into your body. What would it feel like if I loved my body fully? If I accepted my body completely? Good. Beautiful. And go ahead and come back to your breath. Anchoring, solidifying this visualization into your system, into your field, on every level. Knowing, trusting, believing that you have the capacity to shift your vibration quickly and easily. Feeling grateful for this opportunity. Feeling grateful for having manifested your ideal future right here, right now. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And let it out. And with a big smile on your face, go ahead and open your eyes. Beautiful. Well, that concludes today's episode of the Manifestation Method. I hope this episode served you. And if you found there to be some gems or pieces of advice that you think would serve others and be of use, go ahead and like this podcast, share it with a friend. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. So much love. Happy manifesting. If you enjoyed this episode, let's keep the conversation going inside the Manifestation Method Portal app, your #1 destination for Kabbalistic manifestation. Inside, you'll unlock the secrets of manifestation through my proven Abra method, rooted in Kabbalah, psychology, and quantum physics, designed to help you manifest real, tangible results from the inside out. Join our global community of manifestors, explore our signature courses, monthly live manifestation workshops with me, Ayelet, and access our transformational hypno activations and attunements to rewire limiting beliefs and align with your soul's purpose. The app is available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To sign up, head over to ayeletpolonsky.com. Becoming a co-creator with the Creator is your birthright. Let's manifest the life you desire and deserve together.